Hi, everybody. We were just discussing what we're here to talk about tonight, and I think you guys are going to love it. Meet Jen. You guys have seen her around, and we're pretty excited to have her back here. You know what, guys? One of her superpowers is aesthetics and branding. So she is here to talk to us about what that is and where it looks like and where to use it and how to incorporate that in rebranding, which Atlas Agency Launch Lab's just done. So how about you take it away, Jen?
Oh my goodness. Wonderful. Where do I start? Well, the latest news is that Atlas Agency Launch Lab is about to launch 2.0. And with that new super launch is just a complete revamp of your aesthetic. And I
Yes.
just wanted to give um, my experience of when I saw their new website, like on the most inherent level, like right away. Like I know right away. I don't care what company it is, what brand it is, what product. I know by the look of their website if I want to be a customer or not. Like for me, like that's one of my decision making rules for things, not for everything, but I have to always go through that filtration process, like that's always a factor involved in choosing. And I was so blown away. And so just talking about how important that is, right? Because I
Yeah.
was so blown away. Like I felt like I was being brought into this like whole new world and realm and like true production. And it really exemplifies what the production is being at this agency launch lab extravaganza. It
Yeah.
is an extravaganza. So your website now reflects that.
Mm.
And I am so excited to see how you you took the experience that you have had. And this is all I'm talking and teaching at the same time, right? When you have that kind of experience, and then translate it into that, it's so clear then like what's happening
Yeah.
through your brand aesthetic. So
Yeah. It's super, super exciting. Like you guys know, Atlas Agency Launch Lab is kind of newer. Some of you guys are here to find out who we are and everything else. And we just went through a roller coaster of a few months together. We have just restructured our entire program from done with you, done for you, and do it yourself to done with you, plug and play, and VIP, which is super, super exciting. And a big part of that is because we realize that we need to have as much skin in the game as you guys. But when you rebrand, when you launch, when you do anything, it kind of all falls down onto your brand. So, what is a brand, Jen?
well, a brand is everything that represents you visually, aesthetically, emotionally, all your
Mm.
strategy, your brand in the realm of an agency owner is an extension of who you are. So it is your armor, it's your costume, right? It's your vernacular, it's your je ne sais quoi, it's your personal everything, it's your personal style, your brand in the realm of agency, right? Yes, we know a brand represents something. It can be, whether it's your logo. These are all just like examples of like what a brand truly is. But like a brand is born out of the life of someone. So and
Mm.
how it hits on all these elements of, classically literature and art and perception and psychology. And so branding hits on art and writing and business and strategy and design and perception and taste
Yeah.
and what people want, drivers, desires, deep inner needs that commodification of life has allowed us to flourish in our time and epic. So like right now, your brand is more important than ever. Like everything you put out there
Mm.
allows people to make a decision to come to you. That's
Yeah.
huge. Oil used to be in the last century, oil was the biggest, most sought after commodity, right? It was only in the hands of the few, and those of the few had all the riches. Well, now in our era, it is attention. So the
Mm-hmm.
more attention that you can garner through your brand, the better you
Yeah.
will be.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's really fun because, we get these students come through. Some students, a student doesn't even feel like the right name for them. We need to come up with a new name. Everybody, let us know what we should call the participants of our program.
Yes.
Because we have people coming through who make owning a business, a completely different level. These are truly experienced, respected people in their field at times. And, they're coming through. And one of the first things that we do, literally in the first module, we're like, right, who are we talking to? And let's go really, really deep into who they are.
Yeah.
That ties in directly to the next module where Jen comes along and she supports us all on finding our brand. And often we're sitting here thinking, right, I don't even know who I'm targeting. Like, what's my niche? I don't have a logo. And I think one of the most exciting parts is watching people go through this brain branding experience and really just pulling out who they are and putting it on paper in color and words and in slogans and all of these things. It just becomes who they are. And they get like this solidness in a way, not just in their business, but inside themselves, because then they're like, I know who I am. That's such a blessing. It really, really is. And it really sets the foundation for anything you do inside your agency and for your clients and for all of these amazing things. And I need to shut up because this is Jen's thing, but it's so exciting, guys.
No, I need you to talk forever. Like, that's so beautiful. Nina and I have a thing, where we feed off on each other's beautiful prose. So I'm so glad you named all those things, because exactly everything I'm going to put a descriptor to what Sheena has named is that the branding process with the brain spotting together in this like open subcortical creative journaling quiet meditative space with a group of people who are all just like on the same journey of wanting to be very wealthy and very free. It's a very interesting combination, and it brings meaning to it all. Like every question, like all the different phases of their brand has so much meaning. Like, what is life without meaning? And it gives and it helps. Does not that they don't already have it, but like it's just set up in a way that like they can see their purpose and they can get really clear with it, like on a highly intricate level that is so personal. And then we distill it and get it all, but like we're doing it in chunks now, which is very different. So they really have time to sit with these things. And I think that's what's going to differentiate good, great, and absolutely like one of a kind brands out there. It's like the depth through which they actually go through this extra step, because everybody's a dime a dozen. We all can sell the same service. Like, what makes somebody want to go to you or to me? Like, that has everything to do about your brand, not your services.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to have high quality output of your brand, but like it's not to be underestimated. It's critical.
It's definitely critical. And we're in the business here at Atlas Agency Launch Lab of not just starting agencies. We're here in the business of turning these diamonds into these shining lights of what this industry should be. And it really truly starts because when you're doing a branding session with any business owner, you're saying, what's your impact in the world? What is it that you're bringing to the world? What is the experience that people are having with you? What's the negative effects and the positive effects? And when you take that from a space of who are you, like what's your impact in the world? What are you giving people in their journey? And when you're like coming to this awareness and then putting it on paper as your business's brand, anybody who interacts with a business that has gone that deep in their foundation is just, it's a whole entire other level of business and that's just how we start. It's truly how we start. We're just elevating these diamonds and beginning to really understand every facet of who they are and then putting it out there in the digital space as their business. And it's just so incredibly powerful.
I just got chills. It is so powerful. and like part of 2.0 and 3.0 and all the O's that are coming. Because we're Bond girls, we're 007 girls.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Out there that I can't wait to, to continue to make and create and develop this incredible program, because we're all going on these like really interestingly blessed, powerful journeys in our own
Mhm.
agencies. So like everything we do and go and move into and get really, really good at and make these incredible, like memorable alliances in business, like we'll all filter through this process as we go. So it'll always be this beautiful, like unfolding. Like I can't wait to bring all the
Mhm.
things that like how this translates
Oh
into
yeah.
into social media space and how easy it could be. Like
Yeah.
how easy it is to like talk. You can talk for like an hour or 90 minutes and get an entire month's worth of footage that's
Yeah.
all ready to go across all platforms and like start to make your friends. Anyway, I'm excited.
It's so exciting. So, some people, we have this experience with, like, I don't know, the 90s kind of version of brand, and it's like you get your brand document and here's your hex colors and here's your logo and here's your slogan, off you go. And now branding is an entirely different thing. So how do we use it? Does it sit on the shelf like it used to? Like, how do we use it these days, Jen?
Mm. Well, branding is used in all of your communication. So the branding of your tone of voice that is just consistent and how you want your team to operate, how you want your team to speak to, your potential client. I mean, it's everything. It's all communication. How are you communicating internally with your core values for your team, how you want to operate as a human being with your business, and then
Yep.
translate into all of your message marketing, which email and text and otherwise, everything that your website does, everything that your website looks like, and that
Yeah.
it reads, and yeah, all the communication.
Yeah. So, if you guys think about a massive corporation who's actually been through this process, nowhere near as in depth as Atlas Agency Launch Lab does, by the way, guys, because we have a completely proprietary formula that going to blow your socks off, but more about that another day. If you talk to any business, you're going to know when you walk in there if you're talking to somebody in a suit and a tie or somebody in a polo shirt. You know if somebody's going to make jokes with you,
Yep.
or if somebody's going to be super, super professional just by like looking at their logo. And that is a projection of their brand. Like, you'll know if their website's going to have emojis or not because of their brand. Like, it's everything, guys. It's the tone of voice you use. It's the words you use. It's whether or not you sign with cheers or sincerely. Like, it's everything. It really, really is.
It really is. Yeah, exactly. Like when we first started, like I'm like, okay, I can't do cheers because that's not me. And I used kind regards, and that felt a lot more me, because I mean it like that, sincerely, kind regards.
Yeah.
That's the
Or
kind of energy I
warmly.
want to put out. Yeah, exactly. Or warmly. It's just
Yeah.
that's the energy I want to put out,
Yeah.
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 And that's it with everything. What kind of energy are you putting out there in all your aesthetic forms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's discuss how that translates to colors. Like, I know because I'm going through some major website builds right now and
Mhm.
like an entire like rebranding of everything. When I first think about my brand, I am not a particularly masculine person.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, what, I can never use red. I
Mm.
could never use black. I
Mm.
can never use bold lines
Mm.
and all these things. So when you do your branding session, let's say you're super sweet, not necessarily feminine, but super sweet and warm and empathetic. What kind of colors would that translate to in your website?
Okay, well, super sweet, warm, and empathetic. I actually did see a palette. It was, I am very, what is it, synesthetic with colors. So that's something that can come very easily. I saw it was either almost like a very pale, like it was like either a pale mauve, pale pink, or pale peach with like a deep plum and a bit
Mm,
of like a bit of like an evergreen, but like not too bright, with like with some like a magenta.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it was pale, but it just had, and it could be super, like that's the thing. If you want the whole, almost the whole thing pale, go for it. But even if like a thin line was that magenta.
Yeah, there can be some strength in that, can't
Yeah.
there? Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but the thing is though, like your colors, right? I remember when you first wanted to do it, you wanted to do the more therapeutic.
Yes.
Exact, and the therapeutic can be a lot, like for me, I think my, it's perception, because I know that my bold web museum, contemporary art museum looking designy website is bold to some, but for me, I find it therapeutic, because like that kind of like Piet Mondrian
Yep.
look, which is, he's the artist from the 1920s who did a lot of beautiful blue primary color cubes,
Yeah.
on 2D, and I find them like just therapeutic, but it's not therapeutic.
Yeah.
For me, it's therapeutic. But
Yeah.
anyway, I love where you're going.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even
Yeah. So,
consider it masculine, because for me that's not masculine. For me, that's my look.
well, exactly. So Atlas Agency Launch Lab, I mean, our website's kind of disappeared and gone bye-byes right now, but we were and are kind of forming a website that's like white with lots of teal and soft colors and flows, nothing harsh.
Mm.
And then for my agency,
Mm.
it was very masculine, square, block, this and that. But I had to rebrand it. And because Atlas Agency Launch Lab is a service that Atlas Online Solutions provides, it's going to become part of this monster of a website that we're building. And I was like, how do I take this very nurturing, warm community spirit that Atlas Agency Launch Lab is, and translate that into my agency, whose slogan is "We carry businesses like Atlas shoulders the world." It has this muscular man holding this big circle, and it's like burnt orange and blue and like stronger things. I'm like, how do I do this? We worked so hard, we really did, but now we've got this red and this black, and we've got these like oranges and things that you would traditionally think of as like super masculine colors, but we've blended it so like cinematically in a way, I guess.
Yes.
So that there's like this flow, and it incorporates the entire therapeutic journey community feel, because it's such a embracing thing, and it really it's just fun. And I feel like we're stuck on websites here, guys, but seriously, go check out Jen's website. You're gonna see her brain spotting page, and it is like bright yellow, in your face, draws you in. But the font, this way where she's placed her images and all of these things, there's this warmth, there's this femininity, there's this space that like pulls you along in this journey. And that's what branding is. It really is. It's not just my colors are this and this is my logo and that's my headline. Like, it becomes everything you do. It really does. Yeah.
Your website is your real estate. Now, if somebody was going to come to my apartment or my home and photograph me for Architectural Digest or Vanity Fair, I better have it look good. I love that. I love fashion magazines. I don't read them anymore, but I love fashion magazines and design magazines. So it's really important. So I'm so glad that you were saying those things. And that's exactly what I experienced with yours. It was just this immersive, cinematic, like almost like digital installation.
Yeah.
Installation art, that kind of thing. It really did it. It really did it with the colors and like the spotlight with the purple and the pink and everything. I was like,
it's not done, guys. It's not done, and I'll let you know when it is. But it's going to be a monster, and it's amazing. And I'm just so super. And like I say, monster in like the most amazing thing, because when I say monster, I'm thinking like this woman on top of the cliff, like controlling the storm, kind of monster. This is where it's going, and I'm super excited. But let's talk about how it goes with social media. Is it okay? Let's say I'm gonna give Jen a pop quiz here. By the way, this is entirely ad lib. Okay, pop quiz. What kind of personality or tone would you think if somebody was to use memes? in their posts for social media and kind of use like a little bit of like pop culture when they're talking about serious technical things.
So I don't know if you know the meme. Chris and I love memes, and Alex Hormozy actually is saying, I guess this might have been going on for the last couple months, but he says um, the best, most engaged content now is a meme before the video.
Oh yeah, it's been, yeah.
So I think if it's done smart and intelligently, I think it's necessary now, because especially if Alex Hormozy is using it, we might as well get on the board and on the wave until he's not using it anymore. It's not popular anymore. So I'm like, oh, cool, I mean, before that, but have it relevant. Like, there's a cat. I see him all the time, but he's a cat driving and he's like leaving Walmart, and they always have like same cat, like literally a cat, like cracking up like all the time and saying something different. So if you can find that meme and just put your own meme in, I think that would be perfect.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, that would be like super relatable, right? Or
of course,
humorous, but not irreverent.
Yeah.
Kind of like
totally.
You can get super, super singular with your thing. But that wouldn't work for my agency.
Yeah.
We are fun. We do use memes and pops of color and things, but we don't use that more relatable aspect. Like if you were to look at the social posts on my agency website, agency page, you would think that, people are going to turn up to a meeting with you wearing a tidy dress or, thing, and less with baseball cap. I don't know, like it kind of relates it, but we're still relatable. Like we still have pops of fun color and everything else. Whereas Stealth, which if you would have seen like the reels and things that they've been making, guys, it is so sleek, so modern, so professional. Like think high heel stilettos going up an escalator. Like that's kind of the dark, beautiful, moody, smoky, sensual space that they've created with their thing. So it's like it's so much fun, but you can't get there. You can't figure it out if you haven't done your branding properly. You're going to be here, there, and everywhere and sharing this because it's funny and sharing that because it's not. And you're going to start wondering, why is my agency not going anywhere? Yeah. And it's because there's no consistency. You don't know who you are yet. There's no personality.
And it's right there at your fingertips. It's on the tip of your tongue. It's at the end of your finger to a pen. It's right near the mic.
Yeah.
You have a video, so it's very fun. It's actually it's really important. Yeah. This is the age we live in. It's so easy if you put yourself out there, and maybe turn yourself into a cute little post for a second. People, the more people see who you are behind that screen, behind that logo, and behind that website, way faster they will become your clients. Like you're removing all the barriers. You need this. It's 7 hours to create trust. It's literally this. I mean, this is data. 7 hours across 11 platforms.
11 touch points across 4 different events. Yeah.
Exactly. 11 touch points, 7 hours, but you have all these platforms. You mean 4 different events, you said?
4 different events or platforms are kind of the same.
4 different platforms. And if YouTube is one of them for you, you always make sure YouTube is one of those for you.
Yeah, because it goes so well with Google. Like, yes, Facebook is kind of where your avatar's hanging out, or so, LinkedIn or whatever it is you're doing. But Google, no matter your avatar, your avatar is there because they're going to be Googling things like, how do I make my post go viral? Or, why haven't I got any leads? What's wrong with my Facebook? They're going to be Googling this information.
Yep.
And think about it. Are they going to click on a boring article and read a blog post or a white paper? Or are they going to sit there and watch a 10-minute video of somebody wearing a lion head costume telling them about their Facebook ads? Like, who are you? Is it out there? Can people find you?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's really important because your reputation on YouTube, obviously it's owned by Google, so but that will then be fed to Meta, so it will affect your reputation. As we know, that Sheena has beautifully coined this concept, right, of a healthy Google ecosystem,
Yeah.
and that is very much so part of it. So
Yeah.
this is just another thing that is very easy to do that you can implement that will truly alter how you are perceived in the market.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you're gonna connect your YouTube video to your vlog page on your website, which is going to then be connected to the icon where you can find your LinkedIn or your Facebook or your Instagram. It's all going to feed each other, and the health of your entire ecosystem is the health of your sales calendar, guys. It's the health of your sales calendar.
Yeah, it really is. Like there is no, like for example, with our client right now, huge client, they did not get on the soul. They, used to have more money than God just to pay for postcards back in the day. And now if they don't do this, they can talk for hours. They can do all these lectures, but all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
once they do this, they're going to save themselves. Like, unfortunately, even for like the biggest company who didn't get on board social media and now they want to, and they can resurrect right where they want to be again, they have to sit in front of a camera and do this across all channels. And I went through the brand strategy that everybody does in Atlas, like that. They went through it, this huge company, and they found immense value, and it is literally what is driving everything that we're doing. Right, working with one of the top social media agency companies in the United States. What did we do? We handed off a 41-page brand strategy, like boom.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like it's not collateral, but like it's what's the word I'm looking
It's a
for?
foundation. It's an expose.
It's part of the value of the monetary value of your business, like your
Oh yeah.
brand strategy. Like it has like monetary value, very much so. So anyway.
Yeah. And like you're gonna be surprised, guys, because I'm very blessed to get inbound leads at times. And you'll be surprised at how many times those inbound leads have come in. Hey, I just watched your husband do this. Or hey, I saw this video about you. Or I clicked on this and I found you here and I saw this picture of you doing that. And let's talk. It's not, hey, I see you guys can do SEO. Like it's never that. It's never that. Like literally it's not. It's always, hey, I saw this about you, your personality, your vision, your brand. And it doesn't just have to be your face, okay? I get it. There are some of us who are like, don't put my face out there. And that was me 4 months ago, guys. But it needs to be the tone of voice, It needs to be whether or not you're using emojis. It needs to be the font and the colors and the images and the language that you are portraying. And from there, it's going to dictate which platform you use and which music you use in the background for your reels and which colors you use on which words you font, let alone your name and your logo and all those fun things.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put your face out there to project your brand.
Not at all.
If you do, it's super powerful. And then I think I'm just going to leave you with this last thing. Asked me a year ago if social media management or content marketing was important, and I probably would have laughed and told you they're absolutely bonkers if you thought so. I've had to eat my words. I have had to eat my words. You're going to find that your ads run better. Your SEO works better.
Yes.
Your anything and everything you could possibly do works better. And it's not because you're posting regularly. It's because you know your brand, you know your voice, and people are seeing it. It is. Brand is beautiful. All right, guys, I really, really encourage you to sit for whatever is left of your weekend. Think about, who am I? If anybody was to describe me, who is it that I like to spend time with? And take that and see whether or not your agency vision, your agency brand is aligned with that. Because if it hasn't, might be time to go over there and join us in Atlas Agency Launch Lab and get everything aligned so that you can be more productive.
Totally. I mean, if you really want to comprehensively understand everything that you need to do in order to be able to do what you want to do, you must come. You must join us.
All right, don't forget, we just rebranded and we have as much skin in the game as you do these days, because we know that what we do with you is going to skyrocket your success. So head on over, send us a message, find our social media pages and all of that, and we will see you again next week.
Good night.